This story right here is so crazy. This lady murder happened like 3 years ago, 2018, in the town of Cummings, Georgia, Fort Smith County. And so you might be saying, well, why you doing this story? Is old. But every now and then in Google, stories pop up in your timeline. I guess what they call it. And this crazy story popped up, and it just bothered me. So I had to just make a video about it. What bothered me is this lady murder seems so shady. And then the police come through investigate. That seems so shady. And then she's surrounded by, she the only black lady at the party. Which, I think if it was reversed, 7 black ladies and 1 white lady, and the white lady ended up dead, I think everybody would be in prison until the case is figured out, or be locked up until the case is figured out. But in this case, this lady found dead early in the morning by one of the house guests or auntie or something like that. And everybody's in a good mood, talking and giggling with the police. That don't usually happen. That don't really sound right. Could they been like that because they nervous? Could have been. But the way, if you go research this lady case and look at the commentary from some videos on YouTube, and you listen to their investigation, they talking to the police, some of the witnesses talking to the police, you'd be like, oh, they way too comfortable, they way too happy. So I don't know what happened inside this house. I guess Tamala was invited to a house by a football mom. All their kids play football together, or most of these ladies' kids play football together. So one of the football moms invited Tamala to the house. Tamala didn't really want to go, but she didn't want to seem like some kind of bogus lady that was acting funny to these ladies, so she just went on and made herself go. Also, I believe, I can't really say, but I believe her husband didn't want her to go, or he wanted to go somewhere. But like I said, she just didn't want to seem shady or funny with these ladies, so she went on and made herself go. So she goes to this party, and they supposed to watch a football game or something like that, and other ladies coming, like a grown lady slumber party. I guess it was like 8 ladies all together. Tamala plus 7 other women, plus, I don't know, the story is kind of funny, but maybe like 2 men was in the basement, or 3 men in the house at one time. It's supposed to have been all ladies, but these 2 men was in the basement. One wasn't feeling good, so he just kind of wanted to just chill. I guess it was his house, or I don't know, but men was there. Not saying they did anything to her, or because this whole thing is shady, So at some point they drinking. Tamala had some marijuana, so other ladies smoked it too. Maybe 1 or 2 of them, not all of them. So the night goes on, and they having fun talking, and so I guess eventually, after the game or sometime later, ladies started going home. Some wasn't spending the night. So one by one they going home, and I guess it's down to like 3 ladies, like one in there Tamala hanging out with in the living room, and until her husband come, and then another 2, the lady at the house, and then maybe the lady auntie or something like that. the auntie got a man in the room with her, and then the lady of the house got her husband there. So everybody go to bed. The house got an alarm on it too, which is crazy. So every time somebody go out the door, it records it, like the door been open or something. So these recordings of the door, people leaving, husbands picking them up, you know, and then there's a recording of somebody going out the door, but there's no recording of the lady never coming back in the door. Now, from what the story is saying, this Tamala kept going outside having cigarettes, so this balcony or whatever is 14 feet in the air, and I don't understand, because if she going out the door, is she going out the main floor to go outside, or is she going out the balcony door? But like I said, there was one last recording after everybody left, where Tamala went out the door and never came back in the door. But then a report said, oh, she fell 14 feet to her death, because the lady that woke up in the morning found her outside face down on the ground, just laying there stiff. So, and then there was also one lady that left like 4 o'clock in the morning. She said she had to go to work at 7 o'clock, starting a new job or something. She left at 4 in the morning. But it later came out, this lady's job didn't start till 10 o'clock. So why would you leave at 4 in the morning? And your job don't start till 10 o'clock. And lie said your job started at 7 o'clock. Did you witness, or you sit there and watch something happen? I don't know. Can't say. Witness or watch something happen and then panic and got up out of there? This story is crazy to me. You know, and I don't know what happened. I can't really say what happened. It was just crazy that this lady fell 14 feet from the balcony face first. And then I guess they found some Xanax or something in their system. So they want to kind of prove she was discombobulated. But this lady fell. I guess I saw another video or something on the autopsy. And the autopsy wasn't consistent with somebody that fell. What I mean by that is she didn't have fractures or broken bones where she should have had them at if she fell. You know, it wasn't fractured like the fall didn't. If something killed her, it wasn't a fall. You know what I mean? So that's strange all by itself. Like, no, you fall with no fractures in the face or in the, I think they said the pelvis or in the waist. So this whole case is crazy. So it's from 2018, like I said, but the whole thing is crazy because I guess the lady husband of the house, he's connected to the police station or, you know, work downtown in the courthouse. And so only 5 autopsy pictures was taken. And the case was ruled an accident or suicide or something like that. They just opened it and closed it, just like that. In this funny little town that had a history of, I guess they had a history of racism. So, like I said, this case was bothering me. Go look it up when you get time. Tamala Horsford, Cummings, Georgia, Fort Smith County. I think this wasn't no suicide or accidental death. I think something happened. to this lady intentionally. Somebody had an issue with this lady, and the issue went too far. Got physical, maybe some words. Something happened, man. But in this life, everything looked better. Like we got living better days, or like everybody seemed to getting along. You gotta understand something out here. This racism stuff might look good. You might got a good job. You might have got a good life. You might got 50, 100 white friends, and they all cool. But if you surround yourself in a surrounding of another culture, you can bet one of them, two of them people ain't gonna like you. You might be in some danger. And then, but I'm saying that, I think in the story somewhere, somebody said that Tamala did want to go home at some point, but she was persuaded to stay because she had been drinking. She had brought a bottle of tequila that I guess the lady of the house, the husband, didn't like it. You know what I mean? He was mad, like, I don't drink liquor, or I don't like that tequila nasty, or something like that. Anyhow, she did want to go home at one point. And they like, no, stay because you've been drinking. And so that's strange also, like, persuade this lady to stay, and then this lady wind up dead. Which, from my understanding, she's saying, hey, everybody's sleeping with somebody. I gotta sleep in a room by myself. But the friend leave her phone downstairs and say, okay, we can stay connected. I'm gonna leave my phone down the stairs by you or whatever. And so that tells me Tamala felt uncomfortable or awkward at this house after all the ladies left. It's one thing when you at the slumber party, and I don't know if you guys remember. I'm sure you remember being at a slumber party when you was a kid, but usually everybody sleep right there in that living room or in that room all together. Don't nobody go in no another room, or you know what I mean? Don't nobody really separate too much. You just kind of find your spot in that room, and that's where y'all sleeping at the night, all together in a group. Now that's separating everybody, and this lady being in the room by herself. That's crazy. Then Tamala had scratches on her, like ankles, her wrists, like little slits, little cuts. So I feel for this sister, man. It sounded like she went into a house of, she went into the wrong place. It seemed like the house, I ain't gonna say it was a setup in the house, but for what they did, for what happened to her, and how they got away with it without nobody going to jail, that's crazy. That's crazy. I ain't gonna say a black lady winding up dead around all white people automatically constitutes that it was racism or foul play, but that's usually how the police react to it. Like, hey, there's 6 black ladies and 1 white lady wind up dead. That's usually how they react. Like, hey, everybody got to go down to the jail till we figure this out, because this don't look right. Given the history of racism and black and white relations in the United States, don't look right. Like I said, I don't know what happened. I can't say they did it. I don't know what happened. But clearly this lady was in a place of danger. And like I said, this story bothered me because It just got foul play written all over it. I just had to do something on it. And then the fact that she wanted to go home and she was told to stay because she had been drinking. But the husband came out, in his statements and said, they international, I guess, from foreign countries or whatever, so they used to drinking. And he said his wife is a good drinker, meaning that she can drink a lot and still be normal. She not really as messed up as some people would be drinking as much as she drank. So he said he had no doubt in his mind if his wife would have left, she would have made it home fine, without no issues, no problems. So the fact that this lady asked to leave and I said, no, you've been drinking, which most friends would say. I ain't gonna say that's not normal. Only thing bothered me is this lady said, I want to leave. And they said, no, convince her to stay, but then she did. A mother of 6 and a husband. It's like, damn, if somebody rolling with me, I'm finna make sure you straight. That's how I feel about it. You with me, I'm finna make sure you straight. Now, if I'm in one room and something happened in another room, okay, I can't really stop that. But if I got this nice big old house, I got a guest up in here, or ain't nothing going down. Can't nobody come over that's feel like they're a threat to somebody. Can't no stranger come around. Well, I got this guest here. I'm gonna make a safe place as possible. And so, like I said, the way these ladies was doing their interviews and talking to the police, if you go back and research the case and look at their interviews, you be like, oh, they just too friendly and too happy. Like somebody just didn't die in this house, like it's nothing. And I don't know what. I never been around somewhere where somebody died like that. But if I did, I would be more on the shook up side. You know what I mean? Like if I ain't sad, at least I'm shook up. Like I ain't myself. I'm a little bothered. So this case for me was just crazy. And like I said, go research this case. Tamla Horsford, Cummings Georgia, Fort Smith County. This just looks shady. I don't know what happened inside that house. Hopefully, people will keep investigating and nibbling away at this case until somebody figure out what happened. But it looks pretty shady. It looked like a lot of these ladies was connected to the city, or some of their husbands connected to the police department. You might not never get the full story. The investigation, only 5 autopsy pictures. Open and close case real quick. This is crazy. But rest in peace, Tamala. Shout out to our family. Hope our kids and stuff doing good. I'm out.